last time where we left off, again, we were back in our home, and we were kind of beaten to death for the most part. There is a shrine up here, so let's actually use a bandage. No, it's still lagging. God damn, I fucking hate this. All right, let's try a few things. So, like I mentioned last time, if you're watching this on YouTube, it all got cut out for the most part. We did this boss fight for like 45 minutes, and it was just not going well. Between lagging, between me fucking up every now and again, and between the game being bullshit, there was a lot of issues going on left and right with this fucking game, and it's not been a fun time. It's been a very unfortunate time playing this game. Mainly, I think it's mainly my fault for the most part, because I chose to play it on hard mode instead of just going with like normal. Because everyone that I know that has played this game, that did play it on normal, enjoyed it. They were not complaining about the combat. To them, I mean, they did have some combat, but I guess the enemies were not taking forever to kill. That, and they're probably a little bit more lax on, well, you know, or a little bit more lenient on a game like this. I am not, because again, like as a fan of the Silent Hill franchise, I'm not really fond of a game that doesn't respect my time, especially, you know, hold on, should we, or did we just take it? No, we can just take it. We can recover mid-combat. More pills. Because again, I've deliberately been avoiding fights constantly. And we've seen how this game just doesn't respect your time. And it forces you into combat, which sucks. Like, when we did that one, what was it? Not the last stream, but the stream before that, where we went to the Dark World, we had to fight 26 or 27 enemies. It was insane. The last stream that we did, when we were on the dark side, when we got our other arm, and we were forced to go through gauntlets of enemies just because the game devs were like, oh look, the player has a new arm, they'll probably enjoy it, right? Like, come on. It was fucking dumb. So anyway, let's continue here. So it's all scribbled over. So if you recall, we were going through just a dungeon where we were going through our home, and the puzzle was find a calendar, just a calendar, because we would be going from one time period to another, and that's basically it. Anyway, so what's gonna happen here is we're about to fight the same boss again. We're gonna fight our parents one more time. And here's what's gonna happen, because again, like, we were having lag out the ass last time for whatever fucking reason. And again, it's not that I can't run Unreal Engine 5 games, it's not that I can't run this game, it's just for some reason, after whatever patch they introduced after the like second I don't know, it was just the only update, like a week or two after this game came out, it just shat the bed. Like running this game has been unbearable. So like I said, what I'm going to be doing afterwards is, if for whatever reason we lose, right? If I die enough, I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try my best. But if for some reason I keep dying to this boss, I'm gonna save. Fuck the pride thing. We're just gonna fight this thing on like whatever the easiest setting is, and we're just gonna fucking move on with the game. I assume, this is my guess, and again, I still haven't finished this game. I still haven't seen anyone play through this game. My guess is that the final fucking rooms, or just the final part of this game, is going to be all combat. Because that's what games do when they don't want you to finish them too quickly. If this game had 80% of the combat removed... Oh, that's the controller getting disconnected again. If this game had 80% of the combat removed, it would be a 5-hour title. And that would be wonderful. It would not be a problem. It would be great if SHF was 5 hours long. If it was just us going on our little like journey through the mountains, you know, going to the school, going to Shu's house, whatever, coping with our existence, that'd be fine. But it's not. Instead, it's whatever the fuck it's been for the past like 15 hours. An insufferable mess that I'm just not fond of. I really have not enjoyed it. I'm sure once we do the second go around and we go for ending B, it's going to be a lot better. In fact, I guarantee it. But games love to pad the game out when they have nothing else to do. The last few puzzles have been garbage, and the boss fights have been a nuisance. All the fights in this game have been a nuisance. They have not been fun. They have not been fun. Even if I quote unquote follow the mechanics that the game wants me to follow, they're not fun. It's not fun dodging and weaving as if I was playing a Souls game just that's crippled. If I'm playing like a bootleg Souls experience, like that's what we're going for. And it's just not fun. So, like I said, for the second playthrough, when we get to it, we're just gonna mod the game real quick. We're gonna use a different outfit, and then we're just gonna have infinite health and stamina, and we're gonna ignore everything and focus on the plot. Because fuck having to fight any of these enemies for an extended period of time. It is pointless. So again, we're gonna try this fight again. If for whatever reason I end up dying enough times, I'll give it like 5 attempts. If I die way too much, we'll lower the difficulty and then we'll just get through the game. At this point, like, I have nothing to prove to anyone. There's no point. And it soured my experience the entire time. Going through this game and suffering. And not in a fun way. Again, I don't mind difficult games. I don't mind, like, fuck, we've streamed Dark Souls. Right? We've streamed the Dark Souls franchise. We've played other difficult games on stream. I don't mind difficult games. I've got the patience for it. But this game has been insufferable. And this lag really isn't helping. Look at how the fucking cutscene itself is lagging, just due to how unoptimized Unreal Engine 5 is. Anyway, we've seen this cutscene, but I'll let it play out again because I cut it out for YouTube. But here goes.
なこ遅かったな。今から始めるところだったぞ。誰のなんだと。それではご一同様包丁のさよどうぞご覧くださいよーなんだその言い草は
Okay. Here goes. I believe the strategy was go after Dad. God damn it, Hinako. And we missed anyways. Oh no, Hinako. God damn it. Alright, we'll take the death. Because again, just 2 hits does it. Or 3 in this case. Actually, no, we'll stick to... Cool. Run, Hinako, run! We're gonna get stabbed. Okay, stab him. There we go. There we go. Now she's dashing towards him, which is interesting. What are you doing, Hinako? What the fuck are you doing? What part of just swap? No, stop healing. You fucking idiot. Why is there a delay in all of your, like, just everything you do? Constant delays. She's swinging at us. 10, 11. Now's when you hit her. There we go. Well, I can't swing carelessly now. Never mind. We're gonna get stabbed. Nope. Again, it's just like fighting Ornstein in smoke, which is nothing. And speaking of, before I forget, this. The arare goes here. Anything else? No, we're fine. Mamori. That's after defeating an enemy. I guess we can swap this out. Oh, I can't change it mid-combat. Okay. Nice. Nope. Come on. Do your shit. Okay. Another one. Shag off, cunt. I dodged out of that one. I fucking dodged out of that one. But for some reason, there's like some delay. There's a very slight delay between things. Either that or it's just the game being, you know, the game. Oh, my arare ran out. No, not arare, sorry. The other one. Alright, we're fucked. The Yokan. Great. Okay, again, I dodged out of the way there, but I guess not. We're gonna get a knife thrown at us. There we go. You wanna eat? Another one? No, 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 no! Why do you cue the attack up? Like, why? Why the fuck do you cue the attack up? I guess it's a punishment for playing badly or whatever. Yeah, she tried to slap us. Okay.
父さん、お母さん。
これを飲みなさい。少し楽になるはずだ。
God, that took no time.
私は一体。
まだ体が馴染まないのだろう。よくここまでこらえてくれた。
これでは皆様に愛想を尽かされてしまうでしょうか。
そんなことは私が許しはしない。少し血色が良くなった。君の体にも合うようだ。
これは
先祖の霊に備えた米と水を混ぜ合わせてこしたものだ。神聖な力が宿っている。
もう立てます。ありがとうございます。
そうか、気をつけて。そうだ。君にこれを。もう君が私のものであることの証だ。行こう。君のために用意したものがもう一つある。
はい。
Before we continue, let me check one quick thing. Brooch. The very old and precious brooch seems to have a reassuring power. Give me one sec. I should need to edit some of this shit, but I think we're good now. All right. I don't believe I've commented on this, but I'm pretty sure we got married to this guy. I think we got married to Fox Mask. Yeah, there's nothing back here. And yeah, that last boss fight was really easy. Really easy this time. I think it's because I wasn't fucking streaming. I hadn't been streaming for 5-6 hours, and it wasn't relatively miffed. So I was able to just play normally, I guess. We're still on hard mode or whatever, you know. I think it is hard. Yeah, I think it was hard mode. We're still in that. I'm still kind of concerned, though, that we're probably still gonna have to do a ton of useless fighting. Now, I think there were some items that I left here. If not, they're on the other side, by the shrine. Okay, I think that's done on purpose. Yeah, I think once that door's shut, or whatever. Let's just check here. As I know there was one side, I think it was on this side, that I left something. If not, it's gone now. Alright, well, let's save. And go from there. Now, as far as I know, we have, like, this area. Like, we've got to go through this. Like, you know, the Dark World or this other side. Then maybe one boss, and then I guess that's it for ending A. I don't know. But, here we go. Who knows where the fuck we are? Oh, let's start investigating. Prove your intent with the Crest 3. Show what lies deep within your heart. Let the Lion of Foxes guide you, offer the crests, and lay bare your soul. Alright.
なんだか
Yeah.
賑やかな絵
The blackbird wishes to take the whitebird. The whitebird wishes to resist. The fox brings along his followers in triumph. He notices not the two birds in conflict. Okay. And here we have some foxes. A royal fox. Probably a priest up there. Unless this one down here with the stick is a priest or a monk. And then that's it. Alright, let's look through what all of these are. Some notches, does something go in them? Okay, is that for all of them? Yes. Okay. Go back. This is gonna be so annoying, isn't it? We haven't started. Again, I have no idea what's to come. My bet is that we are going to go through just a bunch of useless rooms. We're gonna find whatever the crest is, and in each of these useless rooms, we are going to have a ton of fights. There's gonna be a fuck ton of them. I am willing to bet anything that we're gonna have at least a minimum of 10 to 15 mandatory fights. That's what I'm willing to bet. 10 to 15 minimum mandatory fights. It's gonna be against dolls, it's gonna be against everything.
立派な方々
Okay, so all the foxes have gore in front of them. Okay, well. Divine water, which is useless. Nope, they're still stuttering. At this point, that's just Unreal Engine 5. Just being fucking dumb. Okay, what have we? We need to examine. Nothing back here. No. Could have sworn there was something here. Okay. Well, let's look closely. Here it is. This. Whatever this arrow is, if it even lets me... Oh, here we go. Okay. Well, there's the arrow piece. Ornate scroll. Purify once and for all. Leave the filth of your world behind.
急ぎます属性の汚れを
Yeah, whatever, Hinako. Next. Can't examine you. Any side? I cannot. Okay, so that's like the main statue, probably. You? Nothing either. Okay. Still no map. And nothing this way. You have anything to say about this? Nope. Don't recognize that figure. I'm not super familiar with Japanese history, at least ancient Japanese history. And or their old art. So I can't tell you much about it. Here we have a prison. This much I know. Yeah, a prison of some kind. So what have we here? Gore. Is it breathing? No. It's gore in someone's head. One of those creatures that has like the, you know, their face kind of like covered in like circles. Or, you know, ugh. Just pores. Anything else? It's open. It's got a doll. That thing's probably gonna come to life. Willing to bet. If not, it's this one. But not yet. Come on. Move, Hinako. Yeah, now the lag is back. That's a shame. That's a shame. Again, can't do anything about it at this point. I just hope it doesn't interfere with the combat that we're gonna be forced to go through in a little bit. Yeah, there it is. There's one. Just kidding. The one back here is also... It also awoke. Because why not? So I can only hope the other endings are good. That's because I really want to like this game. So I hope that if we just play it on a shittier difficulty, on a simpler difficulty, and oh, it was just a waste of time. If we play it on in the simpler difficulty and we don't have to worry about HP or stamina or anything, that we won't have any issues with it, and I can actually just enjoy the story. Maybe. I don't know. But you saw that, right? There was no point in this room. There was no point in going inside of that room. And this room was locked, wasn't it? If it wasn't, and we could have gone through this room, then that's on me. But holy fuck, who's not gonna check every room anyways? You're in a fucking Silent Hill title. Okay, well, I'm not gonna follow along. I'm just gonna move on. Ready? No, not just one, by the way, two. Because why not? Anyway, this thing's dead. And this one should be dead soon. There it is. Now it's dead. And we soul siphon. Great. Anyway. Enjoy your padding, I guess. Or the game's over. At this point, do we even need anything to enshrine? Man, that looks ominous. Ah, man. Just again, I wish I could enjoy this game more. I really do. It just stopped being fun 12 hours ago. Anyway, that's room 1. Let's look at room 2. Fight whatever the fuck's in here. Or whatever they're gonna make me fight. And go from there. Yeah, I just realized, look at all these statues. It's so cool. It's so creepy. Like, look at that one on the left. Just the eye that's peering through. It's crazy, isn't it? Here we can see more of them. Like, beautiful atmosphere. But you know what ruined it? The 2 dolls that we have to fight, and the one that's right here. Around that corner. And any more that are probably going to be pending. Like, look at this. It's so cool. It's such a cool little area. It's some sort of just library. It's some sort of, you know, storage room. And places like these always intrigue me, like, quite a lot. Like, they're so intriguing to just see. Anyway, that thing's gonna be... See, there it is. There's the fucking doll. Because why not? Because why the fuck not? Was that supposed to be scary? No. It's just a doll that was waiting. That it probably spawned while we were waiting through here. Anyway. We stagger this thing. God, you can hear me button mash too. Just to, like, get out of that shit. All that for this. Like, what was the point of this? Nothing. Housemaid's note. Shortly after I became their maid, there was a talk of an arranged marriage for the young heir to a noblewoman. This led to the heir unceremoniously ending all of his scandalous relationships with women, including one with a young housemaid named Sachi. Sachi came from a family of poor farmers, but her beauty shone brighter than the sun, something that had caught the young heir's eye. By the time his marriage was being arranged, she already had a life growing inside of her, and the two had made vows to run away and start a new life together. And yet, the young heir cruelly and wantonly cast her aside. Likely, he simply did not want his prospective marriage to be ruined. So, the Tsunekis kicked Sachi out and drove her to some far-off place where they could forget her existence, despite the piece of family she carried with her. People say that she was fighting back tears so hard that blood began to trickle from her eyes. Okay. Or maybe she just had an excess amount of iron in her body. Perhaps. Alright, let's grab whatever the fuck's in here. Alright, that's the Black Sparrow crest. That's one medallion. 3 more to fucking go. Or 2 more to go. No doll. No doll. And nothing here. Unless... what was it? This. There we go. Completely forgot about this shit. Okay. Back to it. Oh, we're back here. Alright. Let's see. Mural. Prove your intent with crest 3. Show what lies deep within your heart. Let the line of foxes guide you. Offer the crests and lay bare your soul. Blackbird wishes to take the whitebird. Whitebird wishes to resist. The fox brings along his followers. In triumph, he notices not the 2 birds in conflict. Okay. So probably... just take the one whitebird wishes to resist. Okay. It's probably here then, right? Blackbird wishes to bring... so Blackbird probably goes here. Whitebird probably goes here. And then Fox probably goes here. That'd be my guess. More emblems. I don't know if that was correct. But we're probably just going to be looping. So not this way. Let's save while we're at it. Anything here? Abandoned once and for all. Familial ties must be severed. Okay. Nothing here. Same thing. Can we continue? Yeah. Nope. Is it back? The Tsunekis are the most notable family in this area and are known for their wealth. For generations, each head of the family has possessed a talent for business and acumen they have utilized during the times of social unrest to amass a large fortune. However, given that a great many suffered while they grew rich, their actions have often drawn envious eyes. When I first entered into service for the Tsunekis, my grandmother shared some of the many rumors that swirl around the family. Each time the world falls to pieces, the Tsunekis' treasury grows only larger. The Tsunekis are happily waiting for misfortune to strike so they can line their pockets. Okay. Anyway. Being new, perhaps. Yep, bandage. What about the other side? Holy water. Divine water. Does this door open? It does. Okay. Here's more of that banquet. Strict Mother's letter. Good morning, my handsome boy. Your real last name is Tsuneki. It is told that those of Tsuneki lineage are destined to bring good fortune when the world is in disorder. In fact, that is how your father earned succession to the Tsuneki lineage, and you, who have inherited your father's noble blood, are sure to be next in line. To make your name, I took one character from your father's name and one character from mine. That way, when anyone from the Tsuneki family hears your name, they will immediately know you are our child. Okay. Anyway. More Estes. You can't be examined. Store is locked. It's not. Interesting. Go back. Of course not. And there's talismans now. God damn it. We're gonna have to fight one of the big ones. Let's find out. Not even paying attention to the environment. That seems like they're reusing rooms. It's one of these things. Alright, here goes. So as to not waste time, we now just mash R2. Because that's it. That's all you gotta do. Just mash R2. Come on! What are you doing? Mash R2. And that's it. Great. I hope you're happy, devs. We wasted 5 minutes. Doing what? For what? Where's the item in the room? Where's the, I don't know, the fucking just circlet or metal or whatever I need? It's not here. You wanna know why? Because this room was a waste of time. There's nothing in here. There's nothing in here. And this is why this game has been bullshit for the most part. Because once you like come to this world, that's all this game becomes. Just pointless rooms, and I'm pretty sure you had to go through that. I'm 99% sure you had to go through it. We don't need this shit. Enshrine it, but who cares? It just becomes rooms where you just fight for no reason. There's the fox that can examine. Not you. Already opened you. I don't remember where we came from. Come on, open the fucking door. And let's move on. Alright, you ready? Oh, of course. Of course. Because why not? Oh, he's dead. I wasted half my devil trigger on that. Great. Amazing. God, I love this game. Don't you love it? Don't you love having your time wasted? By the way, yeah, 4th doll. You ready? Ready to have your time wasted? Because why not? And that's it. Fighting these things is not difficult. It's just annoying. It's insufferable. Right, there's the White Sparrow. Anything else? Things of relevance? Nothing to focus on. Higurashi, anything else? Just gonna quickly scour the rooms a little bit. Nothing here. Remember, this room had 4 dolls. 1, 2, 3 in that corner, 4 in that corner, and one of these big dudes. For what? For what? Like, make me solve a puzzle to get these fucking, like, crests. Why am I fighting? Remember the last time you had to play a Silent Hill game and you had to kill, like, 30 enemies to get your puzzle pieces? So far there has been... what was it? 8? 9 required fights? And I said minimum 10. So, I'm very close. I'm very close to there being... the number that I mentioned, but we're gonna exceed that in a bit. Anyway, so I assume no, this one here, no, here. I assume White Sparrow goes there. What was it? It was take the white bird. White bird wishes to resist. No, we swap these. No. Remove. this is where the... Just... Once more. Yes. It's like so. No, what are you fucking doing? Swap it. There we go. So, where could the blackbird be? That's taken... Maybe up here? No. We'll go with the lantern, maybe. They're not fighting, so that means that they're not together. Anyway, we'll figure it out in a bit. It's gonna be a puzzle that wastes our time as well. Let's go back through here. Bigger slaughter. Should have saved, but it's whatever. We'll be fine, I guess. No. No. You. Where is it? Okay. Where's the next one? Oh. Shit. I skipped past that. Was it information? No. But I guess we can read this. Sorry for skipping over the scroll. I think this is the park I used to play at a lot when I was little. I feel like all my memories of fun times and hard times took place here, playing house with girls and playing dodgeball with boys. But kids will tell you that it's weird for girls to play with boys. They told me that they wouldn't let me play because I hung out with the boys. I remember that moment of rejection and denial crystal clear in my head. Why do Showa kids try so hard to keep boys and girls so clearly separated? Is it truly such an awful thing to be a part in both groups? Or part of... Yeah, okay. Anything else? No. Good morning, my handsome boy. I have good news. Indeed, good news to Atsuneki as always, accompanied by the news of someone else's death. Your father and that woman he kept as a pet have both gotten sick and died, and now your grandfather, the head of the house, has invited you to the Tsuneki residence to make you successor. It is a pity that I couldn't reacquaint you with your father, but at least I was able to make you the successor to the Tsuneki lineage. Okay. Sounds a lot like what's going on with, like, Mion and Shion and so on. In Higurashi. To an extent. Oh, your eyes are blue. Okay, I'm gonna guess we have to go this way. I'm gonna try to avoid wasting time. We could go through those other rooms, and I assume we'd have to fight things in them. Here's hoping we just have to fight shit and then move on. Yeah, what is it? Oh, one of the birthing things. Okay, so we have to get in there, like, ASAP. We cannot have an easy, fun time in Silent Hill F. We have to have our time wasted. We done? God.
Junko-san.
お取り込み中ごめんなさい。ひなことほんの少しだけ話がしたいのだけれど、よろしいかしら。
では。
お姉ちゃん。
殺せた？しっかりと。
うん。
しっかりね。
しっかりって。
今日だけはお姉ちゃんとあなたの二人だけの秘密にしてあげる。でも今日を超えてまだ生き残っていることがあるのなら、お姉ちゃんが彼のためにもあなたを殺すからね。
Let's continue. You didn't miss out on much after the stream crashed. It was just a cutscene where her sister was threatening us, and then Foxmask being like, you'll get over it, or whatever. Anyway, Foxmask crest, a badge with something carved onto it. Looks like a fox mask. Well, let's move on.
あなた様のお印ですね。
Let's just get out of here. Let's just fucking finish this. Fight whatever the final boss is gonna be, if there even is a final boss. Do I have to kill Shu? This is not the way to go. There's probably some, I don't know, thing I have to open up with my third eye. Or was I blind and stupid up here? Yeah, I was. The door's over here. It was already open too. Okay, what's next? No items. Nope. Devil Trigger is halfway full. Okay, and we're back here. Well, not this. Puzzles. So, it could be that this fox, maybe that one's not leading, maybe it's this one. And if this one's not being taken away by its, you know, or whatever, maybe it's another one. Let's see. I mean, it's a lantern. Does this count? Maybe as the white bird being taken away. And then, I mean, this thing's technically holding onto something. Is this correct? Oh, okay. Well, that was a waste of like 30 seconds. Let's shrine things and then save and then move on. It should be it, right? Yes. Okay. What a waste of time this was. At least we got through it quickly. Compared to, again, that one other... Where's the mural? Shit, it was right here. Compared to that other room where we had to get 3 crests or whatever, and we had to fight 26 things in it. Compared to that, this is a godsend. I don't care. Okay.
これが君のものだ。さあ、君も。では始めようか。
はい。
これで最後だ。
Was that a vine boom?
よくここまでついてきてくれた。
一緒だからここまで来られました。
もうわずかの辛抱だ。
はい。最後まで。
Yeah, okay. Anyway. I'm not engaging in combat because the game wants me to. So we're gonna move on.
お前は許さない絶対に絶対に
Yeah, no, sorry. Don't tell me I'm forced to. Are you fucking insane? Are you outside of your goddamned mind? What is this? What is this? What the fuck is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies that we have to fight. What the fuck is this? And why? Why? Why are we doing this? What's the point? Like, cause Hinako's mad? Cause she's upset? Are you fucking serious? Let's move on. Oh, can we go to Sakuko's place? I think we can. Oh. Shimizu Hinako. Last seen wearing colored uniform, colored skirt. Left home, met with wearing a... So yeah, in case you hadn't noticed, this whole time we've been quote-unquote missing. I assume we've been dead the entire time, or we got spirited away, or something in the mountains. And blah, 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 blah.
絶対戦え殺
A sick one. Anything else? No. Caught up with a fog monster 3 times. Are you fucking serious? There's another one of these? Like, I called it. And it's gonna be... Yeah, and we have to fight it. The only way through is probably through there, isn't it? That's the only way through, isn't it? Shut the fuck up already. You're gonna suffer. She's talking to the player.
お前たちのせいで
That's what she's fucking doing. Is that another hatchet? It's a crowbar. No. Toolkit, red capsules. Where's the enemy that I gotta kill? There's still one. No? Where's Sakuko's mailbox? Can you imagine if this fucking place was optional? And I just went the wrong way? I would be so fucking pissed. Okay, we don't go this way. Let's keep looking. I still have my health bar open. Or up. So, okay, we go this way. So this is the path that was blocked off. By a fucking fetus. Where's the... Here it is. Might as well. Just move. Ugh.
よくもお父さんをお母さんをお前を許さない絶対に話せ
こんなことだろうと思いました。
お姉ちゃん助けて
これがどれだけ失礼なことかあなたにも十分分かっているはず。殺しなさい。殺しなさい。さあ。
どうしてお姉ちゃん
それがあなたのためです。死になさい。
Did you get it? We killed ourselves. Yay. We were the shadow. We were the fog beast all along. Who could have seen that coming? Man, I'm sure that's a lot more impactful if you're well immersed.
かように貧弱な嫁ごとは。
ようこそ。どうか心安らかな日々を。
I'm sure if you're, immersed in the game, if we would have just had to chase after that shit and maybe had like one or two things chasing us the whole time, that probably would have been a lot better. Forcing us to fight 8 enemies minimum. 9 enemies minimum. And that's if you just kept running. If you just kept running to quote unquote catch up to the fog beast. It's like that's one thing. But imagine everyone else that fought all of those monsters. That was close to 20 monsters that you had to fight. Otherwise. Excluding any that would be spawned by the birthing creatures. Ugh. Anyway, what now? We fight our sister, we move on, we... embrace womanhood? Oh no, it's Fox Mask. Okay, anyway.
それではお別れを。あなたが幸せをつかんでくれることを願っています。
Alright, seems to be smooth. Let's see for how long. Because this is what the game has been like, you know, for most of it. At least for the first half of it. Like, just solid 60 frames. No problem. And then Unreal Engine will just get overwhelmed or something. And then it just crashes. Oh yeah, by the way, you're forced to go through these torii gates. You can't do this. Which, okay.
くねった道。まるで私の心みたい。
Nope, it's chugging again. Oh, you're just hoping it's, like, temporary. Unless the devs just didn't give a fuck about this area. Anyway. Here's a bandage. What do you have to
あ
say?
んたなら全てを壊すの手伝ってくれるよね。
まさかまだ生き残っていようとは。
お姉ちゃんは所詮は向こう側の人間。私の気持ちなんてわからない。
落ち着いて。あなたがどうしてここにいるかわかる？
わからない。ここはどこ？怖いや。辛い。気持ち悪い。帰りたい。
それは何の？あなたいつから飲んでるの？そんなに飲んで大丈夫なの？
全然大丈夫だよ。これを飲むと落ち着くから。
もうやめなさい。それを飲むのをやめて。
私にかなわないで。これが全ての根源。お前は私の全てを奪った。サクコもリンコもシュウも奪い、お父さんもお母さんも。私を返せ。奪った全てを返せ。
Shiromuku. Okay. Anyway, you ready? We have to face ourselves now. Because that's what this final boss is. It's everything we don't want to be, or whatever. Also, if we were still playing on hard mode, we would have been dead by now. One of those swipes probably kills you. Sleep. We've got enough of this. What do you mean is that? I'll shut up, Hinako. As if you have any right to be speaking. So, our sledgehammer's almost broken, by the way. Come on, overhead swing. Oh, we're dead. Okay. Sure, why not?
絶対に認めない。ひな子を渡したりなんか
Uh-huh.
しない。
Oh. I get to try it again? Again? Sure, why not? Okay, Hinako. Dodge, please. Move out of the way. Done. Somehow we're healing, but okay. Our weapons are almost broken as well, by the way. Of course. Okay. How far can I go? Or where? This? Is this safe? It's not. Can this even be dodged? I don't know. Okay, I guess we can. Of course. Because why not? We're stuck here, by the way. I'm out of stamina. That would have been an insta-kill as well. And now we wait, I guess. Uh-huh. Done? Okay, looks like it. No, that's it.
ところは嫌だ。私がこんなところもこんな奴らも全てぶち壊してやる。
Come on, dude. Come the fuck on. Like, what is this? More? At least here, they're not making me fight them. Right? This is probably all an illusion, too, like all these pills. All of them. Ugh. This is like Eternal Darkness when you just find like 50 of your ammo strewn about on the floor. And then you pick it up and it's all fake. No, we have 113 of them.
うるさい。どいて。邪魔するなら容
Come
赦しない。
on. Be optional.
私たちに誰も構うんじゃね
Thank fuck.
待ってくれみんな。ひな子とは私が話す。ひな子、なぜだ、どうしてお前の心を分かってやれたと思っていたのに。
Because why not at this point, right? Because why not at this point? Jesus fuck. Yeah, we gotta go this way.
どうしてこんなことを。やめなさい。シュー奪ったあんたを。
ごめんな、ひな子は本当にごめん。俺が間違ってた。
Yeah.
俺はただなんて。
やめろ。友達の声で話しかけるな。
Yeah, there's probably a lot of secrets we missed, by the way.
もう少しの辛抱だ。
Let's look at all the pills as well. It's crazy. Finally. Holy fuck. That is the last thing you want anyone who's playing your game to say. I'll lower the audio. Normally I let the credits play out. But goddamn, dude. This was such a horrible experience. The game starts off incredible. great atmosphere, great scenario, you know, great, like, just great setting, interesting characters. Ryukishi, like, wrote a good story. The story was well written. But the more and more the game goes on, the more you have to fight, the more you have to go through padding. It becomes insufferable. Like, I kept dreading wanting to stream this game. I kept dreading wanting to finish this game because of how terrible the combat was. And again, this isn't coming from a place of, oh, the game is too hard. This isn't coming from I'm not good at Souls games or whatever. We've played Souls on the channel. The game was not difficult. It just had so much padding. It had so much fucking padding. We got through, once we beat Sakuko, the first major boss fight, which took me, I think, 5 minutes, officially, when I was, after, like, learning her patterns, took me 5 minutes to beat her. We go through the other world, and we just waste our time with the puzzles that they force us to do, which are pointless. One of the first major puzzles we had to do was go to either the left or the right room. The left room has you collect 3 fucking medallions, and then you kill one of your friends. The right room has you go in a fucking spiral, going out of your way to go, like, from room to room, backtracking constantly while fighting enemies that are in the way. And you fight 26 of them. 26 enemies that just get in your way for no reason. For no fucking reason. There is zero reason why there should be so much combat in a Silent Hill title. This isn't Dark Souls. This isn't Devil May Cry. This isn't fucking, you know, this isn't Silent Hill The Room, or not The Room, Downpour Homecoming. Which one was it that where you play as a fucking ex-veteran? It's not that. And that just sours the experience as the game goes on. Because it was just that constantly. Just more and more and more combat.
米川により県警本部県道8号線にて当該事案の被疑者と思わしき女性に襲われた男性2名のうち1名は現在心肺停止の状態。
神楽町1より県警本部。一部被害者に使用された包丁ですが、敷地内からは発見できず、被疑者は現在もこれを所持している可能性が高いと思われます。どうぞ。
県警本部から各局、女性被疑者は20代です。花嫁装束。身長は 160cm 少々。常吉神宮より逃走中。凶器を所持している可能性が極めて高い。各局はくれぐれも慎重に対応されたし。
神楽町1から県警本部。被疑者は赤と白のカプセル状の薬のようなものを犯行時に断続的に服用していたとのことです。
県警本部より神楽町1。それは式場内で発見された正体不明のカプセル薬と同一のものか。どうぞ。
神楽町1から県警本部。被疑者が服用する際に口からこぼしたカプセル薬を敷地内から採取。
Anyway, so the game will throw just a bunch of combat at you and then give you this very powerful scene. And then the second you're done with that scene, more combat. The game doesn't let... Sorry. The game doesn't let you enjoy the atmosphere that it builds. It completely snatches you from it by throwing you into combat. And it did that every single time there was a major scene. Major scene comes up, here's a major cutscene, here's combat. Remember the last stream where we had to do, like go through 3 shrines and do the 3 rituals. What would happen? We make our way to ritual 1. We have to go through a bunch of enemies that are in the way. Once you are finally able to open the door, if the enemies are not around and you can somehow glitch your way through it like I did, you get a very powerful cutscene where something very powerful happens. You cut your fucking arm off. You somehow grit through the pain and cut your arm off. Man, that's really powerful stuff. What happens afterwards? You leave the room, you fight enemies. because you have a new wolf arm or a new fox arm, and the game wants you to show it off. The game wants you to learn how to use it in combat. So here's 5 enemies that you have to kill. Because guess what? You also get a devil trigger, which means you get to go into the state where you're you're invincible, and you have a set amount of stamina that slowly drains. And so here's five enemies for you to practice on, so you can finally see what this arm is like. And then you have to make your way to the next ritual. You make your way to the next ritual. Powerful scene happens. Powerful stuff happens. Very emotional, very symbolic shit happens. And then more enemies. You have to fight through a gauntlet. I think you have to fight through a gauntlet of enemies to even enter the room. Because why not? And then you go to the final ritual. There's so much time wasting in this game. I hope to God there's a mod that gets made for this that just removes 80% of the combat. If it did that, this game would be near perfect. It would be very atmospheric. It would be very balanced in its combat. By that I mean not having a ton of enemies, and it would be fine. In the last area that we were we literally just had to go back home. As we were going back home twice, we were forced to fight enemy after enemy after enemy, the birthing enemies. We were locked in a little arena with those fucking enemies, and it was just so dumb. It was just so bad. It was terrible game design. I wished nothing but the worst on whoever approved of that last time, because of how miffed I was. It was so boring. It was terrible. Quality assurance, those 2 motherfuckers. Yeah, I bet they were QA. It's just fucking horrible. I despised the combat in this game. I despised half of this game. And that's something I didn't want. I really wanted to love this game, because Ryukishi wrote it. We went through all of Higurashi just to play Silent Hill F. And there was a lot of Higurashi parallels, which is great. But the game design during the second half of the game was just terrible. There was no reason for there to be as much combat as this game had. There truly was no reason for this game to have that much combat. Like I've said before, and this is the last time I'll mention it, friends of mine who loved Silent Hill hated this game because of the combat. Longtime fans that I know of this game did not like this game because of the combat. Friends who I knew who liked Ryukishi's work, or who had never heard of Ryukishi and wanted a new horror game to play because they've never really played Silent Hill, they liked this game. They played the game on story or easy or whatever the fuck game mode it was. They got through the game and they had a fun time. I did not. I had a horrible time after the Scarecrows. Which again, and then Unreal Engine. God, I hate that shit. God, I hate this engine so much. Once you got past the first major boss fight with Sakugo, which is after the Scarecrows, that's just when the game starts going downhill. And it's unfortunate. It's just really unfortunate. So fucking dumb. You can now create a save data from the completed game by beginning new game plus, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, we're still going to be doing this, but this was so terrible. It was so fucking bad. And this is, again, just from an objective point of view. Just from a, viewing this objectively. As a horror title, as a Silent Hill game, there was way too much combat. The fact that the last half of the game had close to 50 encounters almost back to back was insane. And by that I mean 50 required encounters. That's not counting all the enemies that you could run away from. Remember, just in this stream alone, we had an entire section where we were running back to our home, and we were escaping 4 to 5 enemies, then one of those dog things that have the orange heads, only to then be stuck in a birthing pod like a showdown, where we're stuck in one area fighting those birthing creatures, and that's it. Nothing else. And you had to do that 3 times. It's just like, what were they fucking thinking? What was going on through their head where they thought, yeah, we should have the player, instead of them just run from something, they could have just had us, you know, be chased by the red, you know, grass or whatever. Hey, the red grass is chasing you, run. Instead of doing that, they're like, we're going to have them fight a lot. We're going to throw a bunch of enemies, just throw a bunch of enemies at them. Because we need padding. This game has like 6 endings. Right? It's got 5 normal ones, and then the joke ending, the UFO ending that every Silent Hill game has. Why even try to pad it? The games are supposed to be short. Silent Hill 1 and 2 take like 10 hours to finish. At most. And that's if you're walking slowly, that's if you're not running everywhere. Otherwise, they take like 5 hours. They're not long games. But they're very good because they have replayability. So you can experience the story again. And not have to go through the shit that this game makes you go through. Which is all the combat. And it just sucks. It just sucks. It is not fun. It is not a fun time. Once you are forced to fight. If you can escape the rooms with the combat, hey, that's fine. You know why? Because at that point you're like running away from things, right? That makes sense. If it lets you get away, that's fine. Silent Hill 2 teaches you that very early on. I haven't played Silent Hill 2 in ages. I don't remember exactly at what point it is. But it's at some point after you get the radio. You are in this parking lot, right? You end up going to this parking lot and you get swarmed by the first enemies. You know, the dudes that only have like 2 legs, right? And they don't have arms, and they're crawling on the floor, and they get up and they start like swarming you. And you could stay there with James and fight them, or you can run. There's the game shows you, hey, up ahead, you can just run away. And you know what happens if you run away? Nothing. You don't get punished for it. You don't hit an invisible blue wall that's like, oh no, you have to fight all these enemies now. It doesn't do that. Instead, it lets you continue. It lets you continue. And it teaches you, hey, you don't have to fight everything. Not everything in this game should be fought. And that is a wonderful part of the game. That is a wondrous part of, you know, Silent Hill 2. It's a great moment in the game where you are taught as a player, hey, you don't have to fight everything. You can if you want to. You don't need to. This game doesn't do that. This game, at the beginning, it tells you, hey, you know you can run away from enemies? If you hide from sight, you don't have to fight enemies. And you know what happens halfway through the game? They toss that shit out the fucking window. If you recall, when we started the game, the first 2 streams, I fought at most 10 enemies. 10 required enemies. That's what I fought at most. 3 of those enemies came from a cutscene because I was forced to fight them in this little gauntlet while Sakuko's body was, you know, dead in the candy store. And then afterwards, it was just downhill from there. It's just so horrible that this game had so much promise, and then they just lost faith in it for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know why they thought just all the padding was such a good idea. I really do wish I could talk to whoever the fuck like designed those stages or designed those parts of the game and just ask them why they did it. Was it pressure from higher ups? Was it pressure because, oh, the game is too short? What happened to making an atmospheric title that you could get lost in? Like, if that final area that we were in, it would have been fucking awesome if there was just no enemies. I want you to just remember what happened. We wake up in the dark side, and in front of us are a bunch of torii gates, and there's a bunch of blue flames. All that shit is symbolism for for death, for being dead, for spiritual shit, for being in the underworld, etc. Right? You slowly walk through the torii gates. You see a bunch of other souls going through the torii gates as well. As you keep walking, you encounter a little shrine with a doll in it, telling you to remember who you are. There's a few items and some weapons. Okay, cool, fine. You keep walking, and as you keep walking, you end up, going through a little garden, a little winding path in said garden. You cross a small bridge, and then you're forced to fight 4 enemies. Or was it 2 dolls? It was 2 or 4 dolls. For no reason. And then, you continue. You open up these giant gates. You are now at the inner sanctum of this shrine that you're in. From there, you walk straight again, and you fight 6 enemies. Only to then continue forward, go into a room, save, continue into the next room. Oh, here's another garden with another shrine that you can save at. Here's some more items that you're going to need, and then you fight yourself. You fight the fog beast. Why? Why did the game do this? What was the point of that? Do you know how atmospheric it would have been to let the player kind of process everything that's been going on as they walk through the Torii gates, as they see all the symbolism, as they just walk through? Instead, well, someone in the fucking game studio was like, no, this is going to be boring. Let's throw in some combat. That's the worst kind of padding you can have in a game. I mentioned before, a lot of old games would do that. There's a lot of old games out there that throw a lot of enemies at you at the very end of the game. Probably one of the most popular examples is Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1, the first game, is a very good game. It's got a great story. You can see how well written it is throughout the entire game. And you know what happens at the end? They just throw enemies at you. The game's about to be over. The game is like 25 hours long, but they throw you some more enemies just so the game can be longer. You go through the sewers of the game, and there's enemies after enemy after enemy, and you can evade a good chunk of them. Most of them you can't, because they block the path. It's just big dudes that get in your way. And you just have to go from room to room to room in the sewers, killing all these enemies, wasting all your ammo. And then what happens afterwards? You leave the sewers, you enter the main tower with the prince, and then you go through that tower mowing down enemies, Matrix style. And that's all you do. The last 2 hours of the game are you just shooting your way through the fucking game. If you did not spec in physical attacks, you're fucked. And if you didn't spec in guns, you're fucked, because then you have to fight a boss that flies. It's not good. It sours the final game experience, which is why I love playing Vampire the Masquerade up until that point. This game was great up until the scarecrows. Once you got to that point, it was just boring. It was just terrible. It was not fun. Anyway, let's save here. It's New Game Plus or whatever. So if I hit continue, yeah, we can start New Game Plus already. So, and we can do it in Lost in the Fog. For players looking for tense combat, go fuck yourself. So anyway, what we're going to be doing tomorrow or next time when we stream this game is, like I mentioned it at the start of the stream, but I'm going to mention it again. We're going to be using a mod that changes our costume. I won't spoil which one that is, but you'll see tomorrow. Or next time, I mean. And then I'm just going to put the game on this. We're just going to be playing on the easiest mode, because the enemies are not strong in this mode. We're going to be playing with max stamina, and we're going to be playing with max HP. It's going to be a mod that just makes it so that we have infinite stamina and health. So that we don't waste our time just whenever we have to fight enemies. It'll just be whatever. It'll just be a part of the game, and then we can go back to the atmosphere. Look at this shit. Weaker enemies and more resources. The traditional Silent Hill difficulty for story-focused players. For players familiar with action horror games. Stronger enemies and less resources for players looking for tense combat. What the fuck is this, dude? It was just this and this. Holy shit. It's just, this was such a horrible decision. I guarantee you I would have had a much better time had I not had to you know, play the game on hard mode. I thought, you know what, fuck it, the game's not gonna be hard, and the game wasn't hard. It was just full of padding. Even if we would have been playing on story, my padding, like what I'm complaining about regarding the padding, would have still been here because of just how horrible it was. But anyway, I think this is a good stopping point. So let's get ready to swap it over to the ending screen.